teacher who believed in us. We'll show your gratitude with Thank a Teacher powered by Donors Shoes. Nominate a public school teacher to win $5,000 for their classroom. This week, we want to give a shout out to Eileen Jenigas, a special education teacher at Carver Elementary School. Nominate a teacher to thank today at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Couple 13, 14 past. I'm Common. He is going to be the legendary Mark Rose, and hopefully he's recovered from whatever illness he had. He was out both days last week.
Yeah.
He's scheduled to join us tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We'll start at 1 tomorrow. At 12 noon will be the Nico Medved show, head basketball coach of the soon-to-be NCAA champion Minnesota Golden Gophers men's team. Did I say men's already? Tenby, do we know how many more weeks we have? I think once we either make the tournament or the regular season ends,
I would guess,
over.
probably only a couple more weeks.
Yeah, a couple more weeks we'll have that, and then we'll be back to, I don't know what the hell we're going to do with an extra hour on Tuesday. It's hard enough doing an extra hour on Monday and Friday. But we'll figure, Friday we got it all figured out. With our program passwords, so that works out well. I read this story this morning. It's Associated Press story. Headline, Lindsey Vonn says surgery saved her from having her left leg amputated following her Olympic crash. Dateline, Vail, Colorado. Says American skier Lindsey Vonn says she nearly lost her left leg following a frightening crash in the women's downhill. Vonn shared in an Insta post on Monday that her injuries went far beyond the complex tibia fracture in the leg she initially revealed after clipping a gate, and then she sailed off course just 13 seconds into her run on Feb 8. 41-year-old Vonn said the trauma from the crash led to compartment syndrome in the leg. Compartment syndrome involves excessive pressure building up inside a muscle, either from bleeding or swelling. High pressure restricts blood flow and can lead to permanent injury if not treated quickly. Vonn said, when you have so much trauma to one area of your body, so if there's too much blood and it gets stuck and it basically crushes everything. She credited Dr. Tom Hackett. He just hacked at it is what he did, apparently. He's an orthopedic surgeon who works for Vonn and Team USA. He conducted a fasciotomy. Can you IHOP this? F-A-S-C-I-O-E-I-E-I-O. No, F-A-S-C-I-O-T-O-M-Y. Conducting a fasciotomy.
Well, it didn't even show up.
No, it doesn't even show up.
It showed results for grastotomy.
And what's a grastotomy?
Gastrotomy.
Or gastronomy.
Gastrotomy.
The operation of cutting into the stomach.
Oh yeah, that's if you have if you've got gastrointestinal. Yeah, right.
So unless you misspelled it,
no, they spelled it here F-A-S-C-I-O-T-O-M-Y.
How about I'll try Googling it instead of just going to the dictionary?
Yeah, I'd Google it. Dictionary might not even. We need a medical dictionary probably.
The AI overview, which is never completely correct.
Let's go with it anyway.
A fasciotomy is an emergency surgical procedure that cuts through the fascia, connective tissue, to relieve high pressure in a muscle compartment, preventing permanent nerve muscle damage from acute or chronic compartment syndrome.
There you go. That would be the procedure she underwent. That's what she says. She says, quote, he filleted it open and let it breathe, and he saved me. Vonn noted that Hackett was only in Cortina because she was competing after tearing the ACL in her left knee shortly before the Olympics. She said, if I hadn't done that, Tom wouldn't have been there, and he wouldn't have been able to save my leg. So actually having torn her knee to shreds worked in her benefit going to the Olympics, it sounds like. To me, it's sort of like the best thing ever to happen to former Gopher running back. What was his name?
Boheem Ibrahim?
Was to have a torn
Achilles.
Achilles.
Yeah.
We know that now.
Best thing that could have happened to him.
She underwent multiple surgeries during a week-long stay at the hospital in Italy following the accident. She credited both Hackett and Italian doctors for their efforts to repair her leg, which she said was in pieces following the accident. She says she struggled with pain and blood loss in the immediate aftermath and had to receive a transfusion to help raise her hemoglobin levels. She's in a wheelchair. She estimated it'll take about a year for the bones in her left leg to heal. Only after that will doctors be able to go in and repair the torn ACL, which she claims, and what specialists have said, did not played no role in the crash. She says, it's going to be a long road. I'm going to keep fighting. She has no regrets, wishes it had ended differently, but she's going down swinging. She says she's like Rocky. She's just going to keep getting back up. Her old man, immediately after the crash, publicly said he hopes she retires, and he's going to try to urge her to. She doesn't commit either way. She just says, life is life, and we have to take the punches as they come. Going to do the best I can with this one. It really knocked me down, but I'm like Rocky. I'll just keep getting back up. I know she's not going to take I'd give it up. I think after a while, you just kind of say it's not meant to be, don't you think? I mean, who am I to tell her?
Is there a financial incentive for her to stick around?
I don't know. I mean,
this, got her name back in the news. She became relevant again. I don't know if she's able to pitch some products.
I bet she's got enough money to get her to the grave, Foo. Let me see. Let's do this. Now, this is always, I don't know this is very accurate at all, but I'm going to go Lindsey Vonn net worth. What is Lindsey Vonn's net worth? Hold on, I got to spell it correctly. Lindsey Vonn net. God dang it. All right, let's see what her net worth is. Lindsey Vonn has a reported net worth of approximately $14 million, according to NBC Olympics. The wealth comes from a highly successful career as a World Cup alpine skier. I don't think she needs any more money, Tenneby. I mean, you can never have enough. It ain't going to get you the grave, Foo. But again, as we've talked about before, if you're worth $14 million and you invest your money wisely, put it this way.
According to Forbes, her net worth is $8 million.
Okay. $8 million is still a lot of money.
Sure.
I mean, if you take that money, invest it, unless you want to live, beyond your means, right? What did what's his face say? How did Odell Beckham put it? If you want to flash it around,
flaunt it.
If you want to flaunt it, I guess if she wants to flaunt the money, she's going to need more. But I think she's probably made enough money over her career. And then next thing you know, you get hired as ski analyst for NBC Sports. That probably pays pretty good too. So I think there's other way to make a living. But again, we'll leave it up to her. But I know I'm probably out. We talked about Shedeur Sanders, and we just talked about children following in their father's or their mother's footsteps in sports. This one says, I agree with Tenneby. It's not like elite athletes who push their kids to sports. Common's a great example. He's proven he's an elite athlete by besting numerous pros and even a big game champ, but he didn't push his boys to boot hockey, sack racing, or golf. And they're right. I did not push my boys and say, you've
already done it at the highest level, so you don't need to live vicariously through your child.
That's exactly right.
Your children.
Exactly right. I won the gold or the blue ribbon in the sack race, but I didn't. Your kids, I'm assuming they're playing hockey. Yeah. I don't think you pushed them to hockey, though, right?
I exposed them to it,
right?
Yeah.
Did you keep them away from gymnasiums and basketballs?
We are actually going to probably put up a basketball court in our backyard here this summer. So
I was hoping you would have went. That's what I was hoping you would have done. Because I didn't with my kids. Matter of fact, I tried to get them both to because when I was a kid, I loved baseball. I think I've said that 13, 14, 6, 7 times for sure. That baseball was my favorite. And I took them out to Tough Guy Park in Woodbury, would hit them fly balls. Didn't do anything for them, just completely bored them.
Yeah.
And that's, they both, everybody goes to soccer when you're a kid. That's just kind of the sport, right? And Pete didn't like it at all. He went right to basketball, and then he just played strictly basketball. Deuce did soccer, and I would never push the kids to soccer. I never played it. I don't even think it was available when I was a kid. I don't remember even, I don't think I knew what soccer was when I was growing up. And then Deuce went to from soccer. He went to cross country and track, and now Pete plays golf, and he says he wished he would have played golf and basketball. But he didn't want any. He had no interest in golf. They didn't like the sport at all, and now he wishes he would have because now he's just hooked on the game of golf. But I feel
like golf is a hard sport to get kids locked into just because it's so challenging.
Yeah. Well, when I was a kid,
and it's not fun if it's so hard to do.
Well, we thought it was kind of like when we were growing up, you had to like football and baseball and hockey.
Yeah.
If you liked golf, you were kind of a wimp.
Yep.
That was a sport that was for wimps. So we didn't have any interest in golf at all. I never played golf until I got into my teens, but that's another story in itself. We'll break. We'll come back. Want to talk a little wild with Tennessee. Got some wild hockey to get to and a couple of other controversial topics I've stumbled across. We'll take a short break. We'll come back with more. It's Common in Tennessee right here on FM 100.3. We affectionately call it Da Fan. Couple 13-14 pass Common Man program. Received some of the text messages we get at the Bradshaw and Bryan KFAN text line. I think it was The Who that had a song called Stairway to Heaven, and it says, "And it makes me wonder," is one of the lines.
Yeah.
It says, "Hey, Common, in the case of Lindsey Vonn, you read her update from a social media post and not a reporter or news source. I feel for what she has dealt with and hope she heals, but posting this kind of unsolicited detail feels like a fading star trying to get attention. Call me cynical, but this type of post and the Tiger Woods post about possibly returning show that some people are addicted to attention." This wasn't from a social media post. It was from the Associated Press. I read from an Associated Press story.
Yeah.
That's not social media. I don't do social media. I follow nobody on social media. I never go to Twitter other than to take cheap shots at the local teams. This is from an Associated Press, and there are quotes around her name. Now, maybe they got them from a social media post. Her social media account,
maybe.
Maybe they did, but I didn't. And I'm assuming they talked to her. I don't think she was trying to get attention. Maybe she was. I think more people were just curious. Right? What happened? How's your leg? It's time for an update. I don't look at it as anything nefarious at all. This text messenger says, this is Luke. He says, I played golf in high school because on meet days you got out of the entire day of school. That makes sense. This one says, my 7-year-old loves golf. Some do, yeah. Some kids do, but back in my day, it really wasn't our we like to do. Wild Tennessee, I pulled up the standings, but I lost them. Are we still kind of in the same spot we were? We're wedged between, or have we jumped?
I haven't looked at them in 3 weeks.
Okay.
But we should be right with Dallas there. Yeah,
right.
We're 1 point ahead of Dallas.
Okay.
They have a game in hand, so technically from a points percentage standpoint, they're ahead of us. But in terms of just pure points, we are second not only in the Central Division, but in the Western Conference, and tied for the second most points in the National Hockey League.
Is this considered the unofficial halfway point of the season because of the Olympic break?
I guess. I mean, it's past half. We only have 24 more games to go here.
Okay. I thought it was a few more than that.
Usually the season ends like middle of April, middle of April. So
we're almost 3/4 of the way through the season.
Oh, yeah.
3/4 point. Our trade deadline is?
It's in March.
Okay. So there's some time for Billy Guerin to still try to...
March 6th, so
okay.
Got about 11 days.
Okay.
It's going to be on Friday, a week from Friday, at 2:00.
Do your sources or your gut or whatever you use to try to figure things out in the National Hockey League, do you still expect Guerin to make some kind of deal?
They'll do something.
They'll do something, okay.
It's just a matter of the magnitude of how big it is. I still think at some point Bill Guerin wants to make a big move, whether that's at this trade deadline or whether that he holds off
right
until the summer or the next year or so, because the amount of bullets that's in his gun to pull off a big trade has dwindled. So you got to make sure whatever move you make now is the right one, the big one, because you are lacking now prospects because you've given up a bunch.
Right.
You've given up a bunch of your draft equity, draft picks, some of your higher end prospects like Booyum and Marco Rossi and even Liam Ogren. They don't have a lot to work with anymore in terms of trying to pull in a big trade. So,
well,
the room. One of the rumors has been with one of the guys who helped out on the penalty kill all Olympics long for Team USA, Vincent Trocheck, center who's good in the faceoff circle, good in penalty kills. That would be a good fit for this team. And clearly Guerin likes him because he put him on Team USA roster over some guys that were more skilled than he is.
Who does he play for?
The New York Rangers, which is one of the worst teams in hockey.
Okay, so there's a possibility that he would be available. The Rangers would listen if you called. Well, look, I've paid fairly close attention. I've paid close enough attention to sports to realize if you're in the situation the Wild are in now, you may as well go all in at this point, right? I mean, you got Kaprizov, you made the trade for Quinnesota. Your team's got the second most points in the National Hockey League, as you just pointed out. This is no time to get conservative, I don't think. It's like, go all in. Find somebody. Yeah, get the guy you want. And because I would think, especially if they can re-sign Quinnesota, I guess that's one of the key things we have to see.
Yes.
If you re-sign Quinnesota, then it's not like, well, if let's say we make a major trade, we make a run and we don't win the whole thing. We get to the Western Conference Finals or we get upset in the semis or whatever. Well, it doesn't mean like, well, now we got to start from scratch. We have to tear it all down and rebuild. We'd still have the nucleus of a pretty good club, right?
Yeah, I guess it was good. I was going to say, depends on how you define all in, right? Like to me, all in for 2026, I wouldn't say we're all in for that, but they have a couple year window here,
right?
Assuming Quinn Hughes resigns, where they should be good here for the next couple. They should have a kick at the can here for a couple of years in a row. So I just don't want them to go overboard in 2026. Make the wrong decision. Now you handcuff yourself for 2027, 2028, 2029, because you have multiple shots here. Assuming Quinn Hughes stays.
Is Flo Rida still the best team in the...
No, they've actually struggled this year. A lot of it is because Matthew Tkachuk was hurt for so long, but they are currently 8 points out of a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference, so they are definitely in danger of not even making it.
Who's the team or two to beat in the East, would you say? If we were to get that far, I know I'm thinking ahead, but...
Yeah, I mean, right now it's... Carolina's always been good every single season. They've been good early on in the playoffs, but they haven't made that deep, extended playoff run yet, but they're always built like a team that could. Tampa Bay is the other team. The East is not that strong this year, I don't believe.
I'll preface this by saying what you always tell me. It's hockey. Anything can happen. But would you say you would feel relatively confident saying the NHL champ will probably come out of the West?
Probably come out of the Central Division.
Yeah.
I mean, Colorado, Minnesota, Dallas.
Think about it.
Like the team that is leading the Pacific Division right now, the Vegas Golden Knights, they have 68 points. The Dallas Stars are third in the Central Division with 77 points. Wow. So all three teams are at least minimum 9 points clear of Vegas.
Let me ask you a question. Is this the best? You're the Jolly Green Giant. You've been following the Wild since, did they come in the league in 2003? Is that when we started? 2000.
They made their run in 2003.
Is this the best you felt about the team's chances in all the time?
It's the most talented roster they've ever had. It's not even close. Quinn Hughes is the best defenseman they've ever had. Not even close. We went into the season knowing Kirill Kaprizov is the best. Well, until we got Quinn Hughes, Kirill Kaprizov is the best player in franchise history. You also have Matt Boldy, who he scored a goal. He scored the USA's only goal in regulation yesterday. He has emerged as almost on Kaprizov's level, and then Quinn Hughes is better than both of them. So you kind of have like 3 stars right now that they've never even had in the history of the organization. Combine that with Brock Faber is a high quality player. Jewel Eriksson-Ek is a really good top 6 center. Defensively, you could argue 1 through 6 defensively. They're better than anyone in the league. Goaltending has held up to this point. That's still one part don't have complete confidence in, but at least there's 2 of them. So as long as you can get one of them going, you got a shot. I mean, all they're really lacking is just a little bit of depth up the middle at the center position. Yeah, and they can be a legit cup contender. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to happen because you're still going to have to go through the 2 best teams.
We'll go through that.
In Dallas and Colorado.
They got to go through us.
That's correct, yes. They should be concerned about the Wild.
They should be concerned about the Wild. Big Billy Guerin. What's Big Bill going to... A couple of people said, what more moves does Billy G need to make? Well, I guess he doesn't need to, but if... You may as well. I mean, yeah, I guess you don't have to. That's fine. I guess you could just go with what you have right now. The team's really good, second most points in the league. But I still feel like, especially because, I mean, I'm thinking they're going to be able to re-sign Quinnesota. I think. I don't know enough about it. I've not talked.
My guess is at the very least, they're going to re-sign him for 3 years.
Okay.
Would I like him to get the big contract and sign it for 8 years? Yes. If he re-signs for 3 years, that would mean him and his brother Jack they're aligning their contracts together. So then at that point, that might, he could still decide to stay here at that point and bring Jack here with him. Or him and Jack could go, all right, let's go win a cup somewhere else together.
What do you think Jack's dental coverage is? Do you think it's good as a National Hockey League player?
Hopefully it's better than Drew Brees' insurance for his wife.
Yeah, when they have that baby, I mean, that gets expensive, especially if there's complications. You don't have insurance. It's expensive to have a baby.
If I was Jack, I wouldn't even put a new tooth in. I'd just keep it like that for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Well, and Boldy also, you talked about Boldy being a really talented kid. He's also the guy that said, at this point, who cares about his teeth? Easy for him to say because he didn't get it knocked out.
Did you see the goal Boldy had yesterday?
I did not see it, no.
Big time.
Really?
I mean, he's skating in on a 1-on-2 rush against, Cale Makar being one of them.
Right.
One of the best defensemen in the world. And, I mean, to score on a 1-on-2 in the National Hockey League is basically impossible.
Yeah.
And for him to just he flipped the puck up in the air kind of over them so that they couldn't poke check at the puck.
Okay.
And then he kind of realized that they were going to be able to get to it. So he hit it a second time in midair and then out-battled Taves for the puck. And then...
Who?
Toes.
Yeah.
And then quickly recovered to not only get the puck past those defensemen, then be able to slide it past Binnington. I mean, it was a big-time play.
Yesterday also proved something else I've known forever. And I think I would take it 100 out of 100 times. I'll explain on the other side of the break. Got a couple of other items to get to as well here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
We're out of vibes.
Okay, we're out of vibes. I'm Comedies tend to be. Last segment, big ticket. Looks like he's over in the old Score Studio B. He's over there. Looks like he's doing
I'm guessing I know who he's talking to because I've already seen the promotion for it.
Let me see if I can guess. Louis Nanny.
No. Hockey related.
Pierre, what's his name? The guy that showed you. Identify yourself.
That was not Pierre.
Pierre Maguire.
That was not Pierre Maguire.
Now, wait now. Give me another chance.
You're in the right area, though, in terms of profession.
Don Cherry.
No.
Who is it?
He voiced this.
11 seconds.
Al Michaels.
10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
Do you think Al will eat an entire dinner during his interview with Big Ticket? That's still my favorite story about Al Michaels. He's my hero now because I get criticized for having my lunch. I'm still eating my lunch right now, for eating my lunch on the air. And I shouldn't be admonished. I should be celebrated for taking a working lunch. Apparently, Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth said it, he eats an entire dinner during Sunday Night Football. That's what he does. He eats.
It's during dinner time.
Yeah, it's dinner time, so he takes a working dinner. So
keeps him energized.
There you go.
I wish we would have had this guy on instead.
Do you believe in miracles? Yes, I do.
That's who I'd want to hear from.
And
I think that's the better call.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any question. We were talking about Eric in Circle Pine says Michaels could eat his entire dinner during one of Barrero's questions. Such a good line. I should have just used it as my own. Normally I do. I just take the material. People know that when they email in, that you're not going to get any credit for brilliant lines. Now, if they're bad, then I'll throw you under the bus. Think about this, Teddy. I was thinking about, Boldy saying, he lost his teeth. Who cares at this point? Because, wasn't it during regulation he took a high stick?
Yeah, late in the third period.
And I thought it was
going to be a 4-minute power play.
Because at that point, I missed the 4-minute power play. I had to go you probably think this is crazy. During what could have been the most pivotal point of the game, I went over to change the laundry. I took the laundry out of the washer, put it in the dryer.
You've got to be kidding me.
When I came back, I thought the game was going to be over at that point. 4 minutes, it's over, right? Come back and it's, well, no, they didn't. As a matter of fact, didn't. And didn't Canada then have the man advantage for
they had a 5-on-3?
Yeah, they had a 5-on-3. Earlier in the game, though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But after that, yes.
4
minute, they still had
the U.S. didn't get the entire, because Jack Hughes got the penalty.
Yeah, correct. But then, Boldy got Hughes got his teeth knocked out. And Boldy said at this point, who really cares? I think I also saw a quote from Hughes about it. This was, I don't know if you've seen it. He said, "What's your teeth when you've given your heart?" And so, hey-o. Why do I keep getting this? Why do people, here's what I guess from Passport Guy. 3v3 in OT for the gold medal is pretty ridiculous. Both teams knew the rules at the start. Well, nobody said they didn't know the rules. And no one is, I don't even think anybody from Canada is, unless I've just missed it, is saying, well, we got job. Nobody's saying you got, there are those of us that think in a game and I'm not even the one that thinks it's that important. Everybody else is telling me it's like the biggest sporting event that we'll have in the next, starting for the next 4 years until the next gold medal game between Canada and the United States. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It doesn't matter to me. That being said, if it is that important, I just don't like the idea. And yeah, they made the rule, and that's fine. But I just think the rule's wrong. I think what it should be is they have another 20 minutes. They go ahead and they Zamboni the ice, and they do 20. Now, I would have it sudden death, but I play 5-on-5. I made the example earlier today. It would be like in my beloved sport, golf at the Masters. 2 guys are tied after 72 holes. Do they go play sudden death from the 18th hole from the tee box, hit a tee shot, hit a second putt? Or should they just go, let's go to the putting green and decide it? They don't do it that way. They don't all of a sudden in the NBA go, let's go ahead and have 5, let's go 3-on-3 half court. They don't do that. They don't say, let's play a game of horse to see who wins the NBA championship or the gold medal. It's ridiculous. It's okay. And yeah, you're right. They both knew the rules. And had Canada scored, I guarantee you there'd be some Minnesota, but United States fans that would be bitter about it. I'm not bitter about it. I just think it's the wrong way. 3-on-3 is not hockey. It's just not. Unless, I guess you could have 3-on-3 if both teams had 2 penalties apiece. But that doesn't happen. It
was only brought in to begin with as a way to offset the original gimmick they were using to decide games, which is the shootout.
Yes.
So we don't want as many games to go to shootouts. Let's throw 3-on-3 out there because it's more likely to score goals.
Warren, you're on the fan. Thanks for calling.
Yeah. I was in the comment just on one thing of the Super Bowl, and then I got Vikings things. I think it's a good thing for the Vikings, but I was really shocked going into the playoffs that they used their rookie left tackle because during the season he played so poorly.
What rookie? Who are you talking about? You didn't say.
I'm talking about their for New England.
Okay, you didn't say
New
that.
England.
I don't think you said that.
Campbell, their rookie. The reason they lost that big game and they couldn't do anything in the playoffs, they couldn't run on the left side of the line of scrimmage, or they couldn't pass on it.
Well, they didn't have a choice. They didn't have another guy.
Well, when they had,
or do you think they should have put Bradbury over there? Do you think they should have put Bradbury over there and had a different?
No. During the second half of the season, they used the offensive lineman that the Vikes traded for, that they traded for, and he didn't give up a sack all season. All right. I think it was a huge mistake.
Okay, now what do you think? It was a mistake. That's yesterday's news. We don't care about last year's Super Bowl. We just care about this year. What do you think about the Vikings?
Well, this is what I think has really got good news for the Vikings. There are a lot of players that just were off their out of their fourth year that aren't making a lot of money, but they played a lot. Now, offensive line-wise, they could easily shore their offensive line up real quick.
How could they do that?
They got Baltimore starting center is a free agent. They got Vonn Lowe, who's with Patriots, who the Vikes had before. He's off his rookie contract also, and very good offensive lineman. And then I would also sign Lele, starting guard for Baltimore.
Well, how do you know those teams aren't going to re-sign him, or the other teams will be interested in him too? Yeah, it's easy to just throw out names. The reason when Mahomes becomes a free agent, we should go sign him too. I mean, you can throw out all these names you want.
The reason I'm saying that the Baltimore players, there's a good chance they would resign because the coaching staff and everything's changed over there. And the New England, I think Vonn Lowe would definitely play for the Vikings.
All right.
And not to mention defensive backs. Same thing. You got four defensive backs that were all making $1 million last year that started or played a lot.
All right.
For NFL teams. I believe they could get 3 of those guys less than what they're paying the other veterans for, the ones that they paid like they did last year. And that being said, okay, I told you something about Canadian Football League quarterbacks. There's a guy available. This guy by the name of Rourke who has a 70+ percentage of pass completions, most outstanding player in the Canadian Football League, threw for over 5,000 yards last year. And guess what else he did? Under 100 carries, he averaged 10 yards a carry, so he could run the football.
Warren, there has only been 2 CFL quarterbacks that ever accomplished anything in the NFL. That would be Doug Flutie, who didn't accomplish much, and Warren Moon. It ain't going to happen. It's just not.
Well, you got to also remember that the Vikings have a really good history with CFL quarterbacks. Joe Kapp, who took him to the Super Bowl.
That's right. There was Joe Kapp.
Salisbury.
You got me there.
Salisbury played for the Vikings and in the NFL for a long time. Won the Grey Cup championships, which Rourke also did, and they also had Warren Moon on their team. Yeah. And that's why I'm telling you right now.
Okay, well,
and then
all right, I gotta go, Warren. I gotta go. I gotta go. It's just thank you.
All right, talk to you later. Yep. Bye.
Man, did he say love you?
One.
Well, I thought he.
You guys are on that level now.
Yeah, he can just go on and on and on and on. And I don't want to get a bunch of free agents. We got 9 draft picks.
Well, it sounds like we're $43 million over the cap right now.
Yeah.
So we got to just get back to even before, and I get we're going to be cutting a lot and restructuring a lot, but that also means you have a lot more needs to fill too.
Yeah. I just, now Passport guy's defending himself. Hold on. What does he say? The Canada coach was annoyed about 3-on-3 OT after the game, but Funny wasn't annoyed when they won 3-on-3 in Finland. They can't have a 6-hour game closing ceremonies and we're 2 hours after the game. But yes, in a perfect world, the gold medal should. Well, yeah, but if it's too important, if it's so important, All I've been told is how important it is. Most important sporting event since David slew Goliath. Well, then you give it the respect it deserves, and you don't just take a shortcut to crown the champion. It's ridiculous.
I agree with John Cooper that 3-on-3 is not the way to end it. But I also say the timing of it, you sound like a sore loser.
Well, you do, yes.
And you should have had the advantage in 3-on-3. Yeah. You had the higher end guys, which is built perfectly for 3-on-3. Yeah. And your best three guys were out there when you got scored on. So you can't act like it was, well, he's correct. And I agree with his sentiment that that's not how you should end a game. The timing of it's probably not going to come across great for you.
Yeah. And that's all I'm saying too. You know, I just like, my job, well, it's really, I can make my job whatever I want it to be. But today I decided I use the golf analogy. I use the basketball. It would be like in football if they decided we're just going to, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to go into a field goal kicking contest to determine the winner. Well, each kicker will get a chance from the 30, then they'll get a chance from the 40, and they'll get a chance from the 50, and the first team to miss the field goal, the other team wins the Super Bowl. How stupid would that be? It's stupid to have to not play the game like it's meant to be played. Now, what I did learn, and I've always kind of known this, tend to be the most important position in all of sport is what?
That would be the quarterback position.
I think a close second is goalie. And I think if you gave me, I've always said to you, if you were to give me the best defense in the league or the best offense in the league, I would take in football, and I would take the best defense every time. Every time, 100% of the time, I'd rather take the best defense and the best offense. I would also 100% of the time say, give me the best goalie, the hottest goalie, and I don't care how good the other team is. And we saw that.
Especially in a one-game scenario.
Yes, and we just saw that yesterday. There was a chance, at least from what I watched. I didn't see the first two periods. I saw the last 3 minutes of period 2, and then I saw the final period. But that looked like it could have been a Canada 4-1 victory. You know, the way with the opportunities they had. They hit now they didn't, but they hit the side of the net.
McKinnon missed the net. He had a wide open net. He missed it. Celebrini had a breakaway.
Yeah, and then it was Hellebuck had that hell of a save. Pardon the pun. On toes. That was just spectacular.
Yeah.
But having a great goaltender will do that. And that's why I'd rather have the great goaltender. I like that a goaltender basically won the medal for him. He was. I don't know if they do the 3 stars of the game in Olympic hockey. I know they do it in the NHL.
He should be the 1 star.
Is he the 1 star? He is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there was no question about it. And I love that. Especially, Gord could understand this. Gord and I both played hockey, goaltender at a high level. I did it as a boot hockey goaltender. I was every bit as good a boot hockey goaltender as Gord was a high school goaltender. We were both on the same level. We had that respect for each other. And I just love that a goaltender did it because he was really, really good. Here's another one. If you don't like 3-on-3, win in regulation. The rules are the rules. They're the same for both teams. It's almost like these people are really defensive. It's like they actually feel like, well, we got a gift.
They don't want their win to be tainted.
Yeah.
Their first gold medal in 46 years. And I don't think it is tainted.
It's not tainted in any way, shape, or form. You can just say you don't like the way it's decided. I mean, if you're a real hockey person, you hate having 3-on-3. It's just stupid.
I don't like college football overtime because it doesn't involve field position. It doesn't involve special teams.
Exactly. I don't like any of it. I mean, they used to do, U.S. Open used to do an 18-hole playoff the following day.
That sounds extreme.
It does. It was okay, but you know what the problem with it is? One guy could run away with it.
Yeah.
You make the turn and one guy's got a 6-shot lead. Well, then now it's
There's
nobody
more
cares.
drama when you on one hole.
Right.
It's like sudden death.
And the other thing is, and this is where TV does become involved, you're not staying home from work on Monday to watch the playoff. You're just not. It's in golf. You're not going to do that. They have to wait a day, so that's the way they changed it. So, nevertheless, USA was we're
You can say you don't think 3-on-3 overtime is the right way to determine a game, but also say USA deserve the win and should be credited for their win.
Yeah.
They're not mutually exclusive.
They're not. Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's just it's just like there are there are certain rules in every sport that I think people can either like or not like, right? And that one is you'll never get me to accept that doing 3-on-3 is and shootout.
Well, and earlier in the tournament, because the gold medal game is different than the previous games. Like they could have gone to shootout if they didn't have a goal in the 3-on-3 overtime. Like, well, that's not the way to decide a game either.
Yeah, that's
with
right.
Medals on the line.
The rule was it was going to be 3-on-3 until somebody scored. There was not going to be a shootout if they got
for gold medal game. Yes,
yeah, for the gold medal game. Let me ask you this. Is there a reason they don't do 4-on-4?
They probably just do 3-on-3 because that's what they're doing in the NHL.
Okay.
So it's...
Because I wouldn't even like 4-on-4.
And you're more likely to get a goal, obviously.
Right.
There's more space.
Yeah. Because I don't even like 4-on-4, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't even like that, but just me, It
would just give you a little more space than a 5-on-5.
Yeah.
I think my solution is the best solution if you don't want the game to go on and on and on forever. You do 8 minutes of 5-on-5, 8 minutes of 4-on-4, and then you do 3-on-3 until someone scores.
Yes. Yeah, here's one. I like this. Here's what it says. It stinks the medal was decided by a gimmick. I'm glad we won, but I'd like to have been decided 5-on-5. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Wish there wouldn't have been on a shoot, but you know what? Those are the rules, so you play by the rules. That's exactly right. No one's saying the United States should give the medal back or split it in half and give Canada half the medal. I'm certainly not saying that. This one says, the only asterisk on USA hockey gold is Russia's absence.
That's another point. I would love to have Russia in that Olympics.
Yeah.
It adds another good team. Because right now, let's face it, like on any given day, like a Czech Republic or Slovakia can pull out the upset. But there's 4 teams that have a chance to win. It's USA, Canada, Sweden, Finland. Those are the only 4 that can win a gold for now. And Russia would have added a 5th. It's also like they're the villain, right? Like it's kind of nice to have a country that the others hate.
Yeah, that would be.
And then they would have had elite players that I would have loved to watch.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Who else?
Well, might have been Ovechkin's last shot.
Yeah.
4 years from now, who knows where he's at in his hockey career? Malkin, Kucherov, Demidov.
Mahavlich, Delvecchio. This one says, if there is a draw in boxing, should there be an extra round? No. It's just a draw. Yeah, now again in the gold medal game, you can't just call it a draw and say that's a tie, split the medal. But in the fight game, you just got to have a draw. You just can't. No, that's already dangerous enough as it is. This text message came in too, and I remember this story. We didn't talk about it, and maybe I just saw it over the weekend. And this is a true story. There was a U12 girls hockey team that played 12 overtimes over 3 days to determine a winner. No 3-on-3 or a shootout. They did this at U12.
Well, they had to change the rules because it was gone on 3 days, so they had to change it so that they could play in a shootout. Then it got decided in a shootout.
But there you go. And that was just U12.
State high school hockey tournament section finals. They're playing 5-on-5.
That's exactly what they're doing.
It's the best.
That's the best. That's the way it should be. It's the only.
It's fun to have a game going to 2-3 overtimes every once in a while.
Yes.
Adds to the best sporting event I've ever attended was Apple Valley Duluth East State High School Hockey semifinals. Went to 6 overtimes.
Yes.
And I was getting to the point where I wanted the overtimes to keep continuing because it was so much fun.
Exactly. That's I'm with you on that. What was I going to say? Oh, I know. I want to talk. I'm about to say something controversial.
That's interesting.
I was looking at a story, and these are some numbers. It says Bodega Cat yesterday had 28 points, 5 of 9 from 3-point range, 11 rebounds and 3 steals. Season high 5th straight game with 20 points. Did the Wolves trade the wrong player? Should they have traded Ant instead of what? You can rim shot that all you want. Should they have traded Ant instead of Bodega Cat? It's controversial, I know.
I always love that.
You just leave that right at 254 and let Barrero take care of that one in the inbox?
Going to live that one for him in the inbox. Should they have traded Ann instead of Bodega Cat? Ted B, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
And you as well. We enjoyed our visit. We're back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Nico Medved show at 12 noon. Big Ticket JG there next year on The Fan.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Minnesota!
Good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are.
Welcome back to the spotlight, young man.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.